Welcome to another productive days in my life vlog, a behind the scenes of what it's like to run a soap business. I have such a busy day today. I have so much to do. I have to make bath bombs, I have to label my sugar scrubs, I have to shrink wrap soaps, and it's just a lot. So I'm just gonna dive right in. In today's video, I'm going to be making some amazing bath bombs using butterfly pea flower powder. And by the end of this video, I'm gonna show you a demo as to how that looks like when we disperse it in the water. So I have my baking soda in here already. Now I'm going to add the rest of my dry ingredients right into this bowl. First up is the butterfly pea flower powder. And I have the butterfly pea flowers, but this powder is actually a really great alternative. It's much easier to work with, and it's a little bit more concentrated than the flowers, which is what you would use to make a really nice tea. So we're just gonna add this in here. This was originally a soap idea. I wanted to make soap using this powder, but in my research I realized that this powder actually turns soap a really unsightly brown. So that's why I changed it to bath bombs. Next we're gonna add some cornstarch. Cornstarch is a great ingredient because it's pretty light, and this will help the bath bomb float in the water. Once I started adding more cornstarch to my recipes, that's when the bath bombs started to get a little bit more buoyant. But a bath bomb's ability to float also depends on how you pack it. You want to try to get as many air pockets in that bath bomb as possible. So this bath bomb doesn't use any SLSA. It's going to get its foam from milk powder, and I'm going to be using buttermilk powder today. And the foam that milk powder gives a bath bomb is nice and silky. Your skin feels amazing afterwards. I have nothing against SLSA. I use it in all of the bath bombs that I sell. But if you're looking for a more gentle bath bomb for people with sensitive skin types, then consider a milk powder. And last, for hardness, I'm gonna add a little bit of cream of tartar. And you don't wanna add too much because this will affect how well the bath bomb floats. So remember, if you're having issues with buoyancy, take a look at your heaviest ingredients, cream of tartar, any butters or oils that you're using, and play around with the ratios in order to get the outcome that you're looking for. So these are all of my dry ingredients. I'm going to go ahead and get this mixing in the mixer, and then I'm gonna combine all of my wet ingredients. For hardness, we're going to add a little bit of cocoa butter, and we're going to melt this down. And once it's liquid, I'm gonna add the rest of the liquid ingredients in addition to this cocoa butter. For the fragrance, I'm gonna use Agave Bloom by Bramble Berry. And it's a really beautiful floral that has some deepness in there, a little bit of vanilla, but it's just really pleasant and very spring. I love it. If you don't like perfumey types, this might not be the one for you, but I think it goes really well with the whole butterfly pea flower theme. Next, we're going to use some polysorbate 80 to help the oils disperse in the water better. We're going to add some alcohol, and this adds moisture and wetness to the mix and gives me time to mold it together. And this will evaporate completely from the bath bomb, so you won't smell the alcohol at all in the dried bath bomb. I get that question a lot. We're gonna add some hemp seed oil, but you can add any light oil that you like. Okay, so I'm gonna add this to the bath bomb mix that's mixing and come back. And the last ingredient we're gonna add is our citric acid. So here is the color that you get with the butterfly pea flower powder, and it might be a really nice purple now, but I don't know if it's going to dry this color, and I certainly don't know if this is the color that's going to be dispersed in the bath water when I do the bath bomb demo. So this is really interesting so far. I do like it. It's a mauvey, soft purple shade that seems really delicate and nice. It's definitely a nicer color you would get than, say, using alkanet root powder. I've tried doing that before and it just turned bath bomb mix gray. So this is really pretty. And then purple Brazilian clay turns bath bomb mix kind of like a muddy purple. So this is more of a true purple. All right, let's get to pressing. I'm gonna transfer this mix into a wider bowl so that it's easier to work with. This is a fun project, but if you're considering selling bath bombs with butterfly pea flower in them, I would do your research. Look into what the FDA thinks about this, because there are some restrictions about using butterfly pea flower powder as a colorant, interestingly enough. So keep that in mind. So I will be using the bath bomb press today for the bath bombs. And I'm using a medium round bath bomb mold. I get the question all the time, what is my best selling bath bomb size? This is it. This seems to be the more conventional size. It makes about a 5-ounce bath bomb. So before I pack, I'm gonna add a little bit of petals. These are dried butterfly pea flower petals. Add maybe 2 to the top for my decoration. And then just gonna start packing lightly. And then we're going to press it in our bath bomb press. That's what it looks like. Into a mold, I just flip it over. And there we go. We have a really pretty purple bath bomb. That agave bloom scent from Bramble Berry is really nice, as I've said. I've also gotten the question about using coconut milk powder as a alternative to SLSA powder. And you can do that. Just note that if you're removing SLSA powder completely, your bath bomb might be a really fast fizzer, like super quick. And that might not be an issue for some people. I think with more natural bath bombs, that's to be expected. The buttermilk that I added to the mix didn't quite disperse. You have a few chunks, but that is okay. And these are pressing beautifully. When it comes to adding botanicals to bath bombs, have a lighter touch. If you're doing it just for decoration, you don't need a lot to make a big impact, and it's less mess for the customer to clean up once their bath is done. I don't know if this is showing up on camera, but it's spraying up a lot of mix when I press it. And I wonder if it's because there's more milk powder in this recipe. I like to add clays to my bath bombs. This recipe doesn't have clay in it. Butterfly pea flowers are also a really popular ingredient to use in bath teas because they let out that beautiful blue color in bath water. But I couldn't find a lot of information about using them in bath bombs at all. It was really hard to find any info on that, on this kind of thing. Beautiful. I've been really behind on a few things. Ever since I got back from vacation, it's been feeling like I'm just scrambling. But hopefully the next few days it's going to get back to normal. At least that's the hope. It's been super rainy in Washington for the last couple of days. It's really rainy today, and my bath bombs are coming together excellently. I am having 0 issues getting them to come together. But this is the time of year where a recipe that did awesomely in the winter time starts to fall apart on you once springtime hits. And it's easy to get frustrated, but at that point, that's where you have to figure out what you need to adjust in order to make your recipe work. And if it's not working, if something that has been working really well in the winter doesn't work suddenly in the springtime, there's definitely a moisture issue, a humidity issue there that you need to address. And the more you know about your own environment, the more prepared you'll be next time you whip up a batch of bath bombs. So if you have a very rainy day, then you'll know to use a little bit less water, or maybe you'll dial back the oil, or maybe you'll turn on your dehumidifier as you're working. I have a dehumidifier working 24/7 in my studio. I like to have a drier space to make products, to store products. And that has been working really well for me making bath bombs here in Washington, which I was very nervous about. I didn't know if coming here it would be as easy as it was when I lived in Calgary, and the bath bombs in Calgary came together so amazingly. These bath bombs are going to be given as gifts to my Golden Bubble patrons, and I'm also going to be giving them some lotion made with butterfly pea flower powder versus the petals that I distilled in hot water. And I'm hoping to get a more intense blue color. We'll see how that turns out. But it's been so much fun experimenting with butterfly pea flower powder. And that's what I want to do moving forward, is taking ingredients and focusing on them for a month and seeing all the different things I can do with them. And there has been such an interest in more natural ingredients, botanical ingredients like butterfly pea flower powder. They're trickier to work with. They have their quirks, but I like the challenge. I think these bath bombs would make beautiful Mother's Day gifts. And Mother's Day is just around the corner. I don't know if it's the alcohol, but right now the bath bombs are smelling kind of lemony, which is interesting. So you have that really nice agave bloom fragrance oil from Bramble Berry, and then like a citrusiness to it. I don't know if that's going to stick around. That's why we're testing everything we do. And sometimes these tests can go on for a while. People underestimate the testing phase when it comes to a small business, but this is a very necessary part of running a small business. You want to know your product inside and out. You want to know exactly how it performs, not just right away, but letting it sit on a shelf for a few weeks or months even. You really want to put that product through the paces so that you can anticipate anything, any possible issue that the customer might have, and be prepared with a response to that issue. So we have this. I don't think it's gonna make a full bath bomb, so I'm gonna make a little mini heart bath bomb. I love using this heart mold for all of my extra bath bomb residue. Just like that. You just put the, what is this piece called? The top piece on top, like so. I'm gonna press it. Oh, this one kind of came apart where the flowers were. That's okay. But there you go. How cute is that? Love it. So here are the finished pressed bath bombs, and don't they look absolutely gorgeous? I can't believe that this is a color that we were able to achieve with a natural botanical. Again, we will see what this looks like after it dries. So we're gonna let it do that. We're gonna give it about 12 hours, and then I'm going to demo it for you guys, and you will see what this looks like dissolving in a bath. So stay tuned for that. Here are some of the sugar scrubs that I have to label. I'm gonna do my coffee scrubs first. Look how beautiful they turned out. Another reason why it's a busy day is because I have to take pictures of all of these products and put them up on my website, and open up my website today. I mean, that's the goal. It's already getting late. I don't know if I'm going to be making that goal, but aim for the stars and land for the moon. That's kind of my motto in life. So these scrubs have been settling for a week or so, and I really like the color that these coffee scrubs ended up being. They're a nice coffee brown color, and that is how that looks. So nice. These scrubs are the same as my other scrubs. I've just given them different names and have simplified my labels just a little bit because they were taking a little too long. I've kind of been on a streamlining kick the past couple of days, actually for the whole month of April, and that's been because I'm trying to get a wholesale order out the door. These coffee scrubs have actual coffee grounds in them for some extra scrubbiness. And I got that question recently. Someone was saying that their sugar scrubs, after they've been using them for a while, they get watery and the sugar starts to dissolve in the shower water that ends up in the jar. And a good solution to that, if you're experiencing that problem yourself, is to add exfoliants that won't dissolve in water, like coffee grounds, for example, or any other type of gritty thing. Ground pumice stone, I heard, is excellent in a scrub. When it comes to sugar scrubs, I like a really scrubby scrub because I get a lot of dry skin from my psoriasis. So I'm currently testing scrubs that use exfoliants that don't dissolve as quickly as sugar does. Jojoba beads is another good choice. For those wondering, I get all of my labels from Online Labels, and I really like them as a label supplier because they have such a huge range of not only sizes of labels, but also the type of labels. So they have labels for inkjet printers, they have labels for laserjet printers, they have waterproof labels, they have paper labels, they have labels in almost every color imaginable. So whatever you're envisioning for your product, they probably have a label for it. I've taken the time to measure out my jars, to figure out the perfect size label that will cover most of the surface area when you look at it straight on. For a long time, I've picked generic sizes and have just dealt with them being a little too short or a little too long, but I'm glad I've taken the time to really measure everything out so that I can get a nice clean look. I think it looks so much more professional. And the labels that I use are laser labels for laser printers, and these labels won't rub off in the shower. So I was almost done labeling all of these sugar scrubs when I remembered that I have to go grocery shopping today. So as much as I wanted to get a ton of stuff done, I'm gonna have to put a pause on this, which is probably a good thing because my feet definitely need a rest. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But before I sign off on today's content, I want to show you the really cool sugar scrubs that I made. These are the rebranded Georgian Bay scrubs, and I love them. They're now called Ocean Shores, and you can see the blue and the sand together look, oh, so nice. I was going to list these products up on the website today. It's not going to happen, and sometimes that's life. You know, you have the best intentions and it doesn't work out. And if you're running a small business by yourself, I think that's the #1 thing you gotta start getting used to, is being kind to yourself and not getting down when things that you plan for don't pan out the way you think they would. Before I leave, I wanted to show you quickly my French lavender scrubs too. Look how beautiful the white and the purple look together. That is just so dreamy. Oh my god, I love these scrubs. Oh, and quickly, since I'm showing you my scrubs, here are my grapefruit peach scrubs. This is an orange and pink gradient. And then here are my wild blackberry scrubs. Everything looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm so happy with how those turned out. So we are back. It is the next day. Let me show you how those bath bombs turned out. So they dry to this gorgeous purple shade that looks so, so pretty. And again, I can't believe this is the color that you get just from butterfly pea flower powder. It looks so, so nice. And they smell really lovely too. There's not a weird scent. I was a little bit concerned about that because butterfly pea flower powder, it does react to certain levels of pH, but that reaction is not manifesting into any sort of discernible scent. All I smell is that really nice agave bloom fragrance oil from Bramble Berry. And I'm so excited to demo this for you guys so you can see what this kind of bath bomb without any SLSA, how it fizzes and foams in the bath and how long it lasts, and also to see what kind of color disperses from that butterfly pea flower powder. I'm gonna put this aside and let it continue drying. And this is my workload for today. You can see all of these lip balms need to get labeled. I need to print out those labels, stick them all on these lip balms, and I also need to start shrink wrapping my soaps and get them ready for that wholesale order. I need to also take pictures of everything so that I can release them on my website, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that today, but I'm going to try. The main priority is to get these lip balms labeled. So when it comes to my lip balms, I've decided to take a more simple approach to my labels. I'm trying to help myself, my future self, when it comes to just the workload. And I found that the simpler the label, the better. So I've created these ones in Illustrator, and I'll show you what that looks like once the labels are on the lip balm tubes. So I'm gonna start with, let's start with Coffee Mint, because I really like how this label turned out. And these again are labels that I got from Online Labels, and I really like them because they're really good quality labels. And these tubes I got from New Directions Aromatics. They are really great lip balm, simple lip balm plastic tubes. To label them, all I do is remove the label. There's this tab on the label that helps seal the cap on the lip balm tube. So I'm just going to line that up. I'm gonna press down. I love this gradient effect from the brown to the green. I think it helps identify the flavor. It gives the essence of what the flavor is. I got these little containers from IKEA a long time ago, and I really, really like them as my lip balm storage containers because they fit the lip balm tubes really well. And you'll find when it comes to these lip balm tubes, because they're so small and the fact that they're round, it means that they roll everywhere. So storage options are kind of tough, but I really like these little containers. I'm feeling really good about where I am in terms of my workload right now. I've been able to get my orders out. I've been able to stay a little bit, somewhat on track with the wholesale order that I'm currently fulfilling. One thing that I am falling behind on is my social media. I haven't posted in a while on my Instagram, which I don't feel great about it, but you know, what can you do at the end of the day? I'm a little worried mostly because my last couple of posts have done really well, and I feel like I'm essentially killing that momentum. So the next time I post is probably not gonna be as well, or it's not gonna do as well as the other ones, because that's what algorithms do. They kind of punish you when you take a bit of a break or if you post inconsistently. But I'm gonna take that risk because at the end of the day, just because something gets a lot of numbers, it doesn't exactly equate to sales, or it doesn't really, all it is a vanity number. Obviously you don't want your posts to bomb and no one to see them, but to think that you can continuously sustain getting tens of thousands of views on every reel that you post is really unrealistic, because whatever's working now might not work in a couple of months, because that pesky algorithm is always changing. And it's not just about Instagram, it's YouTube too. This YouTube algorithm is one of the most frustrating things ever. I've been doing YouTube for years now, and you would think with all of the years I put in, I would understand the algorithm a little bit better, but I don't think I understand it any more than someone who decides to start their YouTube channel today. Which is why I always encourage people to go for it. If you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel and you're feeling discouraged because you don't think you're going to be able to get an audience, I would say just give it a go and see what happens, because that's what I did. I took a chance. And I did post videos at a time where making bath and body skincare type videos were doing really well in the algorithm. Lately, they do not as well. And over the past 2 years, I've just kind of been coming to terms with that this niche it's really hard to get consistent views with this niche. But when you stop worrying about views so much and you focus on what the audience that is watching you, what they want, and provide that to them, then I think that's really what you should focus on when it comes to YouTube. Is forget about getting lots of views all the time. Just worry about providing good content for the small number of people that do show up to watch you. And that's where my focus is right now, is nurturing that audience that I do have and that do like what I post. So I've just finished taking photos that I'm going to use for my lip balm product listing, and this is my setup. And it's super simple. All you need for good product photos is a good bottom, a good background, and some good light. I've played around with a lot of different product photography setups, but what I found through the years is the simpler the setup, the better, because it really helps make all of your product photos look super consistent. And when you're trying to be a professional small business and you want to showcase your items, that's really the way to go, is to just keep it simple so that the focus is on the actual products. I don't use any props. I did use a background like with fake greenery for a bit, and while I loved the look of that and I got a lot of compliments on that, it was just a lot of work to keep it up. And what I like about this kind of background is that I can take it apart and put it together, and I'm not completely occupying a space or dedicating a space for product photography. It's something that I can set up and still get pretty consistent results. So I'm going to edit my photos, get those photos up on my website, and open my website. But before I go, I'm going to actually show you that promised demo of the bath bombs that I made with the butterfly pea flower powder. Here it is. Hey guys, we are in my bathroom and I'm going to demo this beautiful bath bomb in the bath. So let's go ahead and do that. So that's the end of it, and fizz time on this guy was about 2 minutes, which is a very, very quick fizzing bath bomb. But that was what I was expecting, given that this did not have any SLSA in it and this foam is just milk powder. But look at the beautiful water color that you get from using that butterfly pea flower powder. It's the most gorgeous, calming blue, and it looks so pretty and inviting. And I think this is a really nice bath bomb for people who want to keep things a little bit more natural when it comes to their bath bombs. And the scent of the agave bloom fragrance oil is so, so nice. I love it, and it fits this color so well. I'm so pleased with how that bath bomb turned out, even though it was a fast fizzer. Sometimes people don't want a bath bomb that takes forever to fizz and foam, and I have had a really long day, so I'm just gonna climb into that bath and take a nice, relaxing soak. And here is my tub afterwards, and as you can see, no staining. My tub is white and not blue, which is awesome. I hope you enjoyed the demo of those butterfly pea flower powder bath bombs. And remember, if you want a recipe with all of the steps listed out, as well as access to a dedicated blog post about these bath bombs, you will find that linked down below, and that is going to be on my Patreon. And speaking of my Patreon, thank you to every one of you who decides to support me over there, not just for the recipes, but you're just there because you support me as a person and as a creator, and for that I am so thankful. Especially these guys over here, my Bubble BFFs. You guys are so awesome, so generous. Thank you so much for your support. If you're interested in any of these products, they should be available on my website right now, which is also linked down below. And that's gonna be today's video. Until the next one, keep smiling, keep being awesome, and I will see you in that next video. And remember to keep creating beautiful things. Bye guys.